Good morning, and here we have a great earnings report out on CMI, one of our favorite old line economies. Old line economy, Cummins engines. They're kicking on all cylinders, and I will have an MMT read this report. We will have a nice trade on CMI, both long and short. It will have its short pullbacks and it'll have its long breakouts. This is the distance of the gap from those earnings on CMI. And we'll be adding this to our market maker platform full time now that Cummins has really produced those good solid earnings that we're going to talk about. And now that the price action delta will expand considerably from the gap, which will give it a different price action trading range in the SMF market maker platform that every MMT is mastering on entry and exit. Long call, long put, short equity, long equity, it doesn't matter. They provide all great opportunities. So each one of these trend lines that are here, they're so contracted, was only 11 cents a teeny, by the way. But we're going to have definite teeny expansion. Are you ready to read the earnings report, sir?
Yes.
Okay, give us the earnings report on Cummins.
Cummins says their performance was further confirmation that their work during the recession continues to pay off. They believe that they are entering into a period of accelerated profitable growth over the next few years, driven the continued rapid growth in international markets, especially in emerging markets like India, Brazil, and China, tightening emission standards around the world, and increased infrastructure and investment in a widening gap between the demand and supply of electricity. CP says that they are setting the stage for an even longer-term growth by investing in Africa, which they see as an important market for Cummins over the next decade and beyond. Company says tightening of emission standards around the world and more stringent emission standards play to Cummins' strength as a technology leader. Company notes they have a number of suppliers in Japan, though most of them are Tier 2 or Tier 3 suppliers. Company says the disruption to their business in the first quarter was minimal. They have set up a team to identify and resolve all potential supply issues resulting from disruptions in Japan. The team has already resolved dozens of potential delays and shortages and are actively working on the remaining issue. Company sees some supply delays in future quarters. However, they do not expect the impact.
So, in your view, does it look like the guidance on the numbers are good?
Looks great.
Okay, so now, based on what it's going to do moving forward, is that it's going to automatically fit the MMT platform beta. That's the price action platform. That means that from 11 cents a teeny, that tomorrow, based on the amount of gap up, so let's take a look at the low. That's the low right here. That's your actual trading range. That's your opening bar of your 3 minute. And that's the high side of it. Now, we do know that the previous day's close on CMI was, let's take a look. CMI. We know that it closed the previous day at 108. That we almost had a $10 ratio move up, which would mean that the bottom of that number here, 108.20 and 114.25, that's your gap spread. That's part of that ratio right here. So it's the ratio that you really have is from 114.25 to here, 117.40 down to 114.25, because this is the gap part of the move. So basically, as the Cummins produces its very solid trend today, buying the pullbacks on CMI is really in order. So when they dip down like this, you buy them. And you sell into the move. Later in the day and or moving forward is we're going to watch to see what kind of depth after the earnings have cleared themselves out, meaning that today's report, you got $42 million. It's a listed stock on the New York Stock Exchange. Cummins is doing well. And we're going to have that much. We're going to have almost a $10 expansion, which is going to increase the teeny expansion in this brain, which is going to widen the high and the lows of going long and short starting after today on CMI. Welcome, CMI.